proof the to know goals package is basic to all goals packages. I mentioned earlier, and you'll find in my research that I sent you, the idea that the to know goals package is the basic goals package. And since I wrote that material, I can actually prove that this is so. I didn't have the proof at the time when I wrote those notes up, and I'm in a position now to give you the proof. That the to know package is the basic of all goals packages. The proof is a very simple proof. To understand it, we have to understand the subject of importance. Now, the importance of a goal is the enforcement of a goal. It's the mustness of a goal. When a goal is trivial, the purpose is trivial. It has very little intensity, but as the goal becomes more important to us, as we strive to achieve this goal in life, we increase its intensity, and the goal is now a must. Take the goal, to know. It starts off just as a slight need, to know. We really don't care whether we know or not. Then we must know, you see it, must. Well, the must is the enforcement of the goal. Now, any goal can have an enforcement, or in other words, a must. We can increase the mustness of any goal. We have the goal, to help, beginning with a light enforcement, so very little, must. Unlike must help, which has a heavy enforcement, a lot of must, you see, a heavy enforcement of the goal. Any goal can have an enforcement, or mustness. All the word simply means is the enforcement of the goal. When we're enforcing a goal, we're trying to convince the opponent of our purpose. We're having trouble getting our message across to him, you see. So then we increase the intensity of the purpose, the mustness of the purpose, in order to get it through to the opponent. In other words, we are trying to win the game. So we increase the intensity for that reason. So it's a conviction phenomenon. The mustness is a conviction phenomenon, and we're trying to make it known to the opponent. Now you get it? The mustness, the enforcement of the goal, is done to make the goal known to the opponent. The only reason we increase the mustness of the goal is to make it known to the opponent, but to be known is the basic goals package. The enforcement of any goal is its know component. It's got a must be known component of the goal, and must be known is a part of any goal in life. It's the enforcement part. And more than that, as we take the enforcement out of the goal, as the enforcement comes out, then eventually when all the enforcement is gone from the goal, there's no goal left. You see, if you must know, you've got the goal then, heavy, must know, but as you take the mustness, the enforcement out of the goal, it becomes more and more trivial, more and more trivial, more and more trivial, until there's no mustness in it at all. Well, at that point the goal is gone. You can have a goal without some intensity in it to achieve the goal, you see that? Without any intensity at all, you are down to zero. You reach the 0 point on the scale. So without the mustness, there's no goal. Just like you've got a cat, well, you take all cattishness out of the cat, and you end up with nothing. You can't have a cat without any cattishness, you see? It's the same with a goal. You can't have a goal without some mustness in it. Got to have some mustness in it, just like the cat has to have some cattishness. Otherwise you lose all the cat. So you lose all the goal when you take all the enforcement out of it. But the enforcement component is the must be known component. See that? It's driving it across to the opponent, trying to get the goal across in game's play. So, that determines the existence of the goal. We find that the basic package, the must be known package, which is the to know goals package, is the basic goals package, and all the other goals packages are really within that package. It's the proof. That is the proof of the fact which comes out in practice. It works in practice that the basic package is the basic package, and it will do all those magical things. You can play around with junior packages and get into an awful mess, and you run the basic package, and it all comes back right again. And it's why you have to do level 5A before you play around with any other packages. You must do 5A. You've got to get that one right, and when that one is erased, the whole bank's erased, the whole lot's gone. That is the basic package. The only reason a person has to run anything else but level 5A is because they don't believe that the to know package is basic. They believe there are other things in their mind except knowingness, and there isn't. There's nothing else in there, except the four legs of the to know goals package. That's all that's in there. All the rest is just illusion.